You know, it's a good weight.
So you're gonna be here to stay?
Yeah, I'll be here to stay. You know, again, I'm pretty much all the way through camp. The last 2 years, I've been averaging about 163. You know, and that's a little bit too small to be going 155. If I do choose to go up, all right, I'm gonna have to hit the, put on a little bit of weight, and so I'm here to stay for a while.
Just coming into this fight with the time away, with the 4 losses,
Yeah.
were you kind of telling yourself it's now or never? If there was a loss here, this might be it.
Yeah, I mean, it all came down to, and for the last, 3 years, or it, at the end of every camp, it was always a kind of a new camp, aka then I would go to Power MMA, and then, jumping around, and it's hard to be doing that and expect to know a camp is good. Do you understand? Like at the beginning of a camp, it's like you're just kind of guessing, like, all right, well, let's try this. So it's hard to like go into a scrap, like, all right, I know I'm prepared, to do it. And like a lot of, if I get asked, like, hey, do you get kind of nervous? And, I tell them if I'm not prepared, then of course I get a little bit of the nerves. And that's how all the camps have kind of been, is just, it's new. I don't really know if it's good or not. Like, it's all just kind of like rolling the dice. And, I got the last camp, and, I had some good people who were open to a lot of stuff that I kind of chose, like, hey, let's do this, this, and this. And, over time, you kind of understand, like, what you kind of need to do. I mean, go ahead.
You talked about how much the camp has kind of revitalized you, and
Yeah.
how much you felt more settled. Talk about what the difference really was in this camp compared to others that gave you that feeling.
Just having input. I'm 37, and I've been doing it since I was about 3 years old, like literally competing, cutting, and by the time, now, if I don't know how to train, then, I need to quit anyways. But I had good coaches who understood that and would kind of ask me, like, how about this? Well, no, I don't really like this. Instead of me just kind of like, all right, let's do it. Okay, yeah. Hey, it's all up to you, coach, But they would kind of interact, and we kind of built a really good camp to where I could be confident, and I could be comfortable, and I could tell them, hey, today, I'm not going to spar. Instead of like, you got to get in there, man. You got to get tougher. It's just like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Let's do a little pad work. All right.
It's interesting because obviously a lot of people are on the internet saying, oh, Gray should retire, why is he still around, why is he on featherweight of all places after everything that happened to him at lightweight. I'm just wondering, where did you get sort of the belief system from when you sort of go online? There's so much negativity around there, and so many people are saying, oh, he should retire, he shouldn't be around, this is the wrong move. How do you sort of block that out? And how do you sort of go into the gym every day and find that belief to know, hey, this is the right decision, when so many people are saying it might not be?
Well, this is all news to me, man. Maybe I should retire, huh? No, you hear it all, and ultimately, an athlete has just kind of a time period, and I'm pretty honest about stuff. I'm pretty honest about, and I'm a critic too, of me, and I've never had a time to where it's like, what, I did awesome that fight, and it could have been a good one, but I'm a critic. But I also know who I am, and I still have a lot more to give. And I really haven't even put out the best me yet at all, And again, I'm just piecing it together. It's taken a lot of time, but it's going to pay off. you know. And if it doesn't, then I'll be pissed. But
Being in this new division, though, is there anyone you're kind of looking at? You know, you mentioned your age, you mentioned your experience, and everything like that. Is big fight sort of what you're looking at? Name guys, you know, as far as opponents go. Your opponent tonight, not too well known. Are you kind of looking for those bigger fights, you know, going forward in your career?
yeah, of course. I mean, I'm a guy who, you know, I'm in this to become, you know, the top dog, and you know, I would love to have the Edgar bout again. I would love to get in there and just, you know, keep going up against, you know, all the top guys. Again, what did I kind of take off of switching camps, you know, like doing all of that stuff and still going up against a top guy and not really knowing how the camp is going to go. It's always pretty tough against a guy who's has his camp all squared away. It goes, you know, each of the times, you know, it's like, all right, you know, I believe in it. Whereas me, it's kind of like, all right, well, hopefully this one is good. But you know, I'm piecing it all together, and I really did have a good camp to where I could pull off of that and like, hey, you've been here in camp. You've kind of you know, all the sparring and stuff. You can dig deep. You know, this is a tough scrap, but you can dig deep. It's all there.
When would you like to fight again? Sort of have that planned out. I know you're fresh off the victory.
Yeah. No, I'd like to be on the Cleveland card, September 10th. You know, that'd be a pretty good card to be on. You know, I grew up there a little bit. Of course, I took state championship there. No big deal. But yeah, that's a good crowd. That's a good card to be on, and we'll check what happens.
Great. Just was curious. Congratulations, brother.
Yeah.
Curious, you mentioned Frankie Edgar. I think your career will always sort of be linked to him.
Yeah.
He's fighting tomorrow for the interim title. And I'm wondering if you had a moment when you saw that and used that as motivation, because obviously your careers have gone in a bit of different directions.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, look where he is. I could still be there. I was this close to beating him.
Yeah.
Did you use that at all? The fact that you were fighting on an undercard the night before him fighting for the belt, did that ever come into your mind?
Oh, definitely. You know, he has done a great job. He's just gotten better, and you know, again, it's a type of guy that has his camp, has his all of it down, and he's just been able to kind of produce it at each and every, to where, you know, I've kind of been jumping around here and all over the place, and you know, he's been really good, you know, and it'd be nice to get back up to that, you know, and just, you know, get after it again.
Well, in terms of obviously winning this fight, just talk about emotion, your emotion to us, because you bet on yourself. You knew this was going to work out.
Yeah.
Other people were saying, "Go and do it. This isn't a good
Yeah.
idea." How did you feel when it finally sunk in that, hey, all this paid off? I told everybody this was going to work.
Yeah.
The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Did you have a special moment with your training camp in the back? Did you have a special moment with your family at the fight? What happened right after that? What went through your mind?
Yeah. You know, it's always been there, though. It's always like, I'm going to go get the win. I'm going to do this. You know, of course, I got clipped a couple times by a couple different people, obviously. But, you know, I always plan on it. You know, I plan on coming out of there, you know. Maynard, you know, he won, but it didn't happen. But about halfway through camp, I kind of knew it was a good camp. I was doing all this stuff, you know, I had to do, and just planned on it. You know, it was like, all right, you put in the work, you did a good job, you're gonna get the win. Not like, well, I hope this worked out, I hope I get the win. It was just, I planned on it.
And if this didn't work out, would you have planned to stay in that division, or do you think that would have been your last fight?
Didn't cross my mind, but if it didn't, then I will, I'd probably have to sit back and just kind of check where I'm going to go, because I'm a competitor. I hate to lose, and if I'm not good at a sport, then it's kind of about time to move on. But I always had it in me, and just had to prove it.
Thanks very much, guys.
Yep.
Go on to the fight.